Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tyler and Paula show. Give me just a few minutes and we're going to get started. Literally, we were having some technical difficulties, and as soon as I got everything working, the baby wakes up and starts crying. So Tyler is in there trying to take care of her at the moment, and as soon as he gets back, we will get started. But for those of you that are joining us, I'm going to just turn on some background music for the moment, so y'all don't hear screaming baby. But I hope everyone is doing wonderful. Go ahead and let me know in the comments or chat section how you're doing, how your day has been. I think he's making her a bottle. Okay, baby is taken care of. For the moment, anyways. Cool. Come and join. Okay. Right. Are you ready?
A view or two.
Are you ready for me to start recording?
Yeah.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tyler and Paula show. I am Paula.
And I'm Tyler.
And today is going to be season 2, episode 4. We're going to call this one Just Chatting. We got a few different things we want to talk to you about tonight, so we didn't really want to label it any specific thing. Tyler had quite a few ideas that he wanted to throw out there and talk to y'all about tonight. So before we hop in and get started, I like to say the thing I always like to say, which is viewer discretion is advised. If you are under the age of 18, please get permission from your parents to watch this, or your guardian. If you have not gotten permission from your parent or guardian, please go ahead and back out now. But with all further ado, we do thank you for being here, and we're so excited that y'all can actually hop in and interact with us. So y'all go ahead and drop in the comments your name, where you're from, how you're doing, and all that, and we'll get back to you and chat with you a little bit as we sit here and go on. Baby is crying again, so just a moment, please. I guess she dropped her bottle. what color we want to do. Red. That's pretty.
No, that's
I don't like where that looks.
how my week's been going.
I don't know if that's too dark or not.
I like the green.
I kind of like that.
Right.
Oh, okay, but as we always like to do, we're gonna do our little segment, light up with Tyler and Paula. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that on the screen here. Maybe not.
I'll try to throw it on the screen here. About how my week's been going. It's been chaos. Stay tuned and you will find all about.
Goodness gracious. She's just. Oh,
She was asleep.
I know. Why are you changing it?
I was going to put the thing.
Good thing.
The smoking stash, whatever.
Light up with Tyler and Paula. Why'd you change the color of it?
I didn't mean to.
What do you mean you didn't mean to?
I didn't change any of that. I was going to change the words and stuff.
Right. All right, without further ado, we'll light up with Tyler and Paula. I'm going to turn our camera off for the time being. But if you're joining us, you can go ahead and light up with us. I do apologize if either one of us have to get up and run and tend to the baby. It's just been one of those weeks, if you know what I'm talking about. Yep, and there go the cats.
My mental health has been tested this week.
Yeah. I think both of ours has. To be honest with you, it's been a very crazy week. Lots of crazy things happening.
One good thing happened. Paul's birthday.
Yeah, but I didn't even get a birthday cake.
I offered to buy you a birthday cake.
To buy me a birthday cake. I don't like those pre-made.
Well, it was better than the one that I can cook.
What do you mean? It's so easy. It's easier than making a dang. What is it you like to make? Meatloaf. I was thinking manwich. It's not manwich. I think making a cake is so easy.
Well, you've made many cakes.
I have.
I bet your first cake it wasn't easy.
It has directions in the box. You pour the contents of the package into this little bowl, and then you add water, milk, eggs, whatever it requires.
Well, I will make you.
Mix it up, put it in a pan, cook it. Whenever it's done cooking, get it out, put it out, let it, what do you call it? Cool off. Once it's done cooling, then you icing it up. And I have learned this recently. You always want to stir the icing up before you put it on the cake. Otherwise, the icing's gonna come out in big chunks, and then it's like super thick. And so whenever you go to like smear it on the cake, sometimes it rips out like chunks of cake. So I've noticed you gotta stir it up really good and get it nice and creamy, and then slather it on the cake.
Well, I will bake you.
I'll help you bake the cake. I love some yellow cake, man, with some chocolate chocolate icing. That's my favorite now. So, yep, my birthday was this week. My birthday was Thursday. We didn't do what we did last year. Last year we did a birthday bash podcast and everything, and we went to medieval times. It was a lot of fun. The last, I want to say 40 years, we've done something from our birthday. We've gone to the beach. We've gone to medieval times. we've done stuff for my birthday. So this year, it wasn't like a huge deal to not do anything, really. I just wanted to hang out with my family. And I wanted a pair of sunglasses. Which, I got that. I was able to hang out with my family, and I was able to get a pair of sunglasses.
You took care of the children.
And, yes, took care of the children.
That's changed one diaper on your birthday.
But it's a lot. I changed 2.
Well, tried not to make you change it.
We weren't poopy diapers, though, so it's okay. But I also started working at Papa John's this week. Today was my 4th day there. And I got off, supposed to get off at 8, but I didn't get out of there until 8:40. So, but that's cool. I'm actually kind of liking where I'm working. It's not too bad. The only thing is, I'm not saying this is bad or anything, but for me, now that I'm getting older, it's just kind of what the fuck. So I'm 28 now, right? And all these people that I work with are literally in their early 20s. I think I work with, so I met another girl tonight. Me and her were talking, and she was like, how old are you? And I'm like, I'm 28. She goes, oh God, thank God. She said, everyone else here is 12. And I was like, yeah, I know. But I mean, it's cool. I mean, it just makes me realize, damn, I am getting old. Geez, I don't know. In 20 no more. My first day, I did a ride along with this girl. She's really cool, but she told me, I thought she was my age because she was playing music from shit that I grew up with, throwback shit. And turns out she's only 20. I'm like, what the fuck? 20 years old? Here I am over here, 28, and you're listening to music that I grew up with. Turns out she has a sister who's 28 or 29 or something like that. The reason why she knows all this music. And yeah, one of my managers is 22. Here I am, 28, and I have a manager that's 22. That just kind of rubs me the wrong way. I don't know why. It just does. I mean, granted, he is cool. We went and played pool with my two of our managers. I guess my general manager, the store manager or whatever, and another one. We went and played pool with them last night. It was pretty cool. Turns out my general manager is actually in a pool league. I think it's funny. I don't think he was expecting me to be as good as I was. Because I told him I played, I told him I played pretty good, but I don't think he was expecting, me to actually win in the games. You came close. You and whenever you played Adam, y'all came close.
Yeah.
You came close to winning, but I don't know. I guess it is because he's in a league. He's had more practice.
I'm just trying to get this light right now to...
What do you want us to do?
Change colors.
To what?
Different colors.
It's got an up and down button.
There, that one.
It's not going to stay on that one. Why? Because you have it on rotating.
That's what I'm saying. I wanted to change colors.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm trying to pass that to you. But yeah, it's been a heck of a week. Now it's frozen. Here it goes. And Melina didn't even have a soccer game this Saturday. Like, I was so upset about that because normally, like, her soccer coach will all like send a message in the group chat and be like, okay, so this is where it's gonna be and this is what time it's gonna be, you know, and let us know.
And we still haven't even got the pictures yet.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to get those this past weekend. Man, that makes me so mad, you know.
This whole soccer thing is making me mad.
It's quite bullshit, to be honest with you.
But my week has been just crazy.
Fun.
It started with me. So, as most of people know, there's this thing going around with transgender and beer cans and the Bud Light and this and that. Now, before I get saying
supporting the LGBT,
saying everything that I'm going to say, I have gay friends, I have friends that are trans, I have lesbian friends, I have friends in all the community. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care what you do. But there are certain things that I do, not really like, and there's of course there's going to be problems and everything that no matter what you do. So there was a post on Facebook and it was about some Bud Light cans and this and just going on, and there was a bunch of comments, and I commented on in there and said something, and then me and this gay guy basically ended up going back and forth. He is, very, very, very headstrong. And I told him, I don't care you're gay. I don't care what you do. But whenever it comes to a female that used to be a male going into female sports, I kind of have a problem with that. I kind of have a problem with that a male won a beauty contest. A male is the best women's athlete. A male is the best, women's this, or they used to be male and everything, because I have a daughter. And I don't think it's right for natural born women who are born women and choose, you know what? I might hurt some feelings, but you know what? I don't want to play make believe today. I want to be a girl because I'm a girl. And, but growing up, she's a girl and everything, but, little Tommy over here, he didn't want to be a girl. He didn't want to be a boy.
Sorry.
And he kept losing at boy sports because he wasn't the best athlete in boy sports. So what does he do? You know what? I think I'm a girl. And then he goes into girl sports. And he dominates. I have a problem with that. And I try to tell this guy, there's just certain things, like I don't think they should be, in sports. If they are in sports, they should have their own sport, like their own league, the trans league. That's just gonna, you got, I don't know. And also the bathrooms. I don't want a person that used to be a dude but dressed up as a girl in the bathroom with my daughter. That just sits uncomfortable with me. I don't care. I don't know. And me and this dude was going back and forth, back and forth. And I try to tell him also, like, what's going to happen to these? It's a phase. It's a being popular to these kids that they're getting picked on because they're not trans, because being trans and being gay and all that is the new popular thing. Sorry, I'm trying to see what Paula's doing.
Don't worry about what I'm doing.
Well, it's distracting. But, growing up and they're like, oh, well, I'm going to have to be gay to be popular. I want to be, trans to be popular. And because, kids are very vulnerable and everything.
Influential.
And then they do these life-changing things to their bodies. And then they grow up later and they're like, you know what? I'm really not this who I thought I was. I just wanted to fit in. But now they're stuck that way.
Look, I'm going to tell you right now, I had a tomboy stage. I wore all boy clothes. I mean, I did all stuff that boys did, but I am still a female.
And you see,
I don't want to be a man, but I did have a tomboy stage.
And see, if you want to be, like them before, you don't even have to change your body. Just cut your hair. People did it, like before all this happened, I think we had it right, like the girls, they wanted to be guys. They would cut their hair really, really, really short. They,
look like we call them dykes, basically.
Yeah, and they didn't change their body or everything, but whenever they grew up and everything, if they wanted to, that's fine. Guys, if you wanted to be a girl, just dress girly, dress fashion, even wear makeup, do whatever you want. Just don't go play girl sports. Don't go in the girls' bathroom. Whenever you turn 18 and you have your own money and you have a job, you want to get your dick chopped off to become a female, then by all means, get your dick chopped off.
No, thank you.
Become a female.
It just sounds too much going on.
I just don't get it.
I don't get it either.
And I mean, I don't care if people do it, but I mean, people do stuff all the time.
I don't like the fact that it's so influential to children.
Yeah, and that's the part I was getting to him. I'm like, we need to keep it away from these kids. And he was like, coming at me like, oh, you gonna let your girl be raised as a wuss because she lost to a boy, and saying shit like that, and coming at me and saying, oh, well, maybe she's into that stuff, and you're the parent, it's my job, and blah, 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 and just coming at me, and ooh, he just...
Ooh!
I got right with Jesus, so I'm trying not to whoop anybody's ass. But if he was closer and he lived closer, I would. I ain't gonna lie. I'd pull up to him, bam, right in the kisser.
Talking shit.
And then he said he had something for me. I was like, oh, really, pussy? You gonna have a gun or a knife? Won't you fight like a real man? Oh, but you can't, because you don't know how to fight. He's like, yes, I can. I'm like, no, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't.
Okay. Too much drama for me.
It was too much drama for me, too. I kept telling him, like, look, dude, we could just have different opinions and everything. I kept trying to just leave it at that. Look, we have different opinions.
Let's agree to disagree.
But he kept coming at... Where he got me is where he thinks it's okay that kids can be trans. Like, he if a 5-year-old doesn't want to be a boy and they want to be a girl, it's okay.
Like, okay. So, let me just throw this out there. So, we watched this show. We've been watching this show called 911 Lone Star. Love the show. But we watched... I'm not trying to, spoil anything for people that watch it if you haven't seen this part or anything, but I'm just saying we watched this part last night. There's a firefighter on there. He's trans, and it's just this episode where his mom and his sister come to town. Well, him and his sister haven't really talked, and it's been a while and whatnot, and I don't know, they just don't really get along. And they go and they're like having this conversation. They want to get into it, and he thinks that the reason she's mad at him is because he left and basically moved to Austin, Texas to go be a firefighter down there. And that's not what she's mad about. She was saying basically what she was mad about was, she had a sister, and then her sister left, and then the person that came back was a man. It was just totally different. And it was just, it was hard for her because she was only 9 years old. So this is one of my things is like, kids, I think they should know about it, know about like what transgender means, and know like if a man wants to be a woman, that's okay. And if a woman wants to be a man, that's okay. Like, that's okay. People can be that and do that. But I think that decision should be made at a certain age. I do not think that you should tell a 9-year-old, what transgender is or something like that. Say, for example, you tell a little girl that and they're like, oh, well, I want to be a boy. You can't say, okay, let's do that. I think you should wait until that they are a specific age. Be like, look, you are only so-and-so, you're only 9 years old. We're not going to make that decision right now. And if you want to wear boy clothes and you feel like wearing, being a boy, I understand where you're coming from. That's okay to be like a tomboy or whatnot. But we're not going to make that actual decision until you are a certain age, which I think that certain age should definitely be at least, they make the legal age to drink and smoke. It's 21 now. So I think that should be the legal age. It should be, if you want to make that decision or not.
Like, I ain't paying for it.
Children should know about it. That way they don't have those types of experiences. And I think, like, if you're someone that is trans or, have trans in your family or anything like that, like, it's just like you need to be open and talk about it, because especially if you have siblings and they don't understand, like younger siblings, and they don't understand, you have to try and explain it to them in a way that they're, not going to want to change their identity and their gender, but like just make them understand, like, this is who you are, who you feel like, blah, 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 blah. That's, I don't know. I just don't think you should give children the choice at such a young age to be like, do you want to be a boy or girl,
And I ain't paying for it.
And I don't want children to think that they have a choice at that young of an age.
Yeah. Well, if you want it, like my kid, they want to be, they got to be grown, pay it for themselves. I'm going to love you the same, but I'm personally not going. For one, it's expensive. Okay.
That it is.
So
I have a friend who's trans, and he is having to take these pills and everything, and I can't even imagine how expensive these pills are. It's like to produce a certain type of hormone.
It's just, I feel like they keep, pushing it and pushing it.
Oh, I do too. I think they're trying to see how far they can push it before the world finally just turns into all clowns.
But, I mean, at this point, I believe they should just make a state in America where all the trans are that way they're happily, just all together. And they have their own sports, their own, confusion land.
Yeah.
We call it opposite land. You go there, girls are boys, boys are girls.
Whatever, basically. Y'all are all just going to do whatever at this point. I don't even know. That is wild to think about. It makes me wonder, should they do like a transgender bathrooms? Are they doing that now?
I don't know. It reminds me of the episode SpongeBob where he's looking at the bathrooms whenever he goes to Rock Bottom.
Oh, they have the weird signs on the door. Yeah.
And he's like, well, that's an easy one. You just wait for someone to come out.
Yeah. Yeah. But other than that, what is it? I want to say season finale, but it's not season finale with basketball.
It's the playoffs.
The playoffs. The playoffs. The playoffs started tonight.
Yes, they did. Memphis Grizzlies lost, but it's okay. Even hopefully, well, John Morant got injured too. It didn't look good. He went for a dunk and he fell straight down and caught himself like hands down, arm straight on the court.
Oh, I bet that hurt.
He said it was so bad he couldn't take off his socks. Like he personally couldn't take off his socks.
Jeez.
So
here's my foot. Take my sock off. Yeah. Was LeBron James being a whatever you call him?
Crybaby? Oh yeah. As usual.
I'm LeBron James. You a fucking rookie. I'm sorry. I can't help it. That song just gets in my head and it just plays. I'm LeBron James.
He's not as good as he once was.
Rookie.
But yeah, it's just been one of them weeks. And like one day I was at work, and before I even went to work, I had to go to Walmart to get something. I think it was formula, and it had my topper on my car. And I was like, oh, I can't leave that on. So I take my topper, put it in my car, spilt my coffee. The same day I go to work, and I had a tea in one of my cups, and it spilt. And then my manager bought me a Sonic drink, and I was getting out of the car, and it just and busted everywhere. And one day, literally spilled like 3 or 4 drinks, and that was the same day that I barely had any deliveries. And then Ken was
being a dick
and everything. I'm just like,
today's not the day.
And then the other day, she was at work.
Not yesterday, but the day before.
She was at work.
This was Friday.
Yeah. Because your birthday was 13th. I was like,
yeah, literally the day after my birthday.
I was like, this should have been the 13th because this is going like a Friday 13th.
Yeah.
So she went to work. I was taking care of the kids. It got around 3 o'clock. I had to be at work around 5:36 because I was waiting for her to get off. And I just got the kids, I got the baby to be in there, and she was laying down, and Melina, our other daughter, was being good. I made me coffee. I go outside, I have my coffee. I do my herbal refreshments. And I smoked my cigarette. Melina came up to me, and she was like, can I earn some money? I was like, and she said something. I was like, yeah, look, you have to earn money by doing chores, like stuff that me and Mommy do, like dishes, pick it up around the house, and stuff like that. And so we were going in there, and I got all the dishes on one side of the sink, and I'm getting it all set for her. I get the little hose. I go spray something. I put it back, and as soon as I was putting it back, I just heard this. Then, and Melina, she's standing there. She's like, Daddy, there's water. There's water. And then I open up the bottom under the sink, and it's just coming out of the wall. Just like an elephant's just pissing out through this hole.
No pipe, no nothing. Literally squirting straight out of the wall.
Going from the sink to the refrigerator, like just pouring out. And my 5-year-old's just, oh my goodness. And she ran outside, left me to deal with this. And I got the baby in the other room, and water's just pouring out. Like it's
not no little trickle. Like it's like a full blown water hose turned up all the way, even higher than that. Like
I mean, it was coming fast, and water is just filling up. Like it within a minute, my kitchen was flooded, and I'm like, I gotta stop this somehow from spreading because I have electronics in here, I got the baby in here, I got all this stuff. I need to contain it to one area, so I'm grabbing pots and pans and towels and everything that I can to contain it to this one area. And then once I have this, I'm trying to stop it. I'm on the phone with her at the same time, and she's telling me something, and I'm trying to call the
He calls me. I'm at work. All right. I just pack up my delivery, literally about to walk out the door. I get a phone call. All right. So I got the bag in one hand. I got my keys and everything. And I'm talking on the phone as I'm walking out the door. Right. And I hear, Paula, like yelling at me. And I'm like, what? And he's like, the house is flooding. The house is flooding. And I'm like, what do you mean the house is flooding?
I know how other
And my manager was over there, and he looks at me, and I'm like, what? And I'm walking out. I'm like, okay, well, I gotta make this delivery real quick. And I tell him, I was like, okay, well, you gotta shut off the main water valve. And I tell him where it's at. He goes in there and he tries to do all that. He calls me back and he's like, it's not working. It's not turning off. Every time I go to turn it sounds like it's squirting out harder. And I was like, okay, well, you need to call the fire department. So he calls the fire department. The fire department's like, you need to call the water department. So he calls the water department. The water department tries to shut it off. So they wind up, coming in here and they're walking up and down this road. I don't know how long they were walking up and down this road looking for it.
This whole time it's just
this whole time it's literally just pouring out. So I finally drop everything off, come over here, and I'm like, okay, let me try and figure something out. And I go to the laundry room where the shut-off valve is, and I go to shut it off. I give it all I got trying to turn it. I can only turn it so far. And he said it started squirting out harder when I did that. I was like, okay, well, fuck, let me turn it back the other way. And so I did that, and I was like, okay, well, we got to figure out a way to route this water outside. Only thing I could think of was, like, the water hose. So I go unplug the water hose and stick it up there. And it's not doing like a whole lot, but at least it's not squirting out everywhere. Like it's squirting down the water hose and kind of spraying out the sides a little bit. And I was like, okay, Tyler, I've got to go back to work. I'm still on the clock. My time is still running from this one delivery. Like I got to get back to work. I was like, you need to call the landlord, tell him all this good stuff. So I leave. I go back to work. By the way, after all this, I am soaking wet. Literally stepped in like a foot of water into the kitchen, and literally my shoes filled with water like instantly. And I didn't get to change or anything before I left. Went back to work soaking wet. And I only had to work like another like hour or so. And then I got back here, and our landlord was here, and he had gotten it fixed. Thank God. I don't know exactly what he did, but he got it fixed. And it was a mess to clean up.
And while he's here, and this is my ex-boss and everything, and my landlord, and I'm in my tank top, shorts.
Soaking
wet, white tank top. I mean, he got to see everything of me because I'm over here, taking care of a baby, mopping up the water. Like, I'm just trying to maintain it to one area.
It was funny. He was mopping up water. I'm like, what are you doing? Mop's not going to do anything.
I'm just trying to stop it. I'm just maintaining it. Didn't want it getting down the stairs.
It was all down the hallway. It was all down the stairs.
It didn't make it.
About to pour out the door.
It did not make it past the table. It did not make it.
It was all underneath the coffee table.
Yeah, under the coffee table, but I'm talking about right here. It did not make it to here. That was my goal.
Because it was going towards the door. The rug that's in front of the door got a little wet.
But that was my goal. I didn't want it to stop, the rug, and I was trying to keep it from going down those stairs as much as possible. I was building a dam.
Well, I walked in. There was literally pots and bowls everywhere. Our little baby, her bathtub was in there. It was full. I mean,
I don't know how many.
The cooler was full.
That thing, it filled up. It didn't take but 30 seconds, if that, to fill that thing up.
Oh, I believe it. So apparently it was draining water not only from our house, but so we live on like, I guess the same property as our landlord, because he lives, it's a pretty good ways away, but it's still up the hill and back there. And then we have another person that lives over here on the hill with us. It was draining from both of their properties and ours through that one pipe.
Yeah, so it was just...
it was like a freaking geyser.
And so,
coming out the wall, just... like...
It was terrible.
This is the second flood we have ever had in this house. The first time the exact same thing happened. The freaking pipe broke out of the wall, but this was in the bathroom. It was spraying out of the wall. But at this time, we used that emergency shutoff valve, and it worked. Get this. I know our landlord did say this. He said he used that emergency shutoff valve, and apparently we just didn't turn it far enough. He had to use pliers to turn it. So
I know that now.
yeah, I knew that was the shutoff valve because that's what I was told when we first moved in.
Yeah,
but I'm just glad it's over with. We had fans going for days.
Yeah,
I think I just turned the fan off this morning, the one that was in the kitchen.
Just got done and unloading all this stuff, the weekend before.
From Grammy's house, and we still had shit everywhere.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of that done. We've got a lot done.
Our house looks like a house again.
Yeah. I can't wait to have the freaking yard sale and get rid of some of these cats.
Yep. If anyone wants cats, let us know. I'll bring it to you.
Is there anything else you want to say? Because we're getting close here. We're almost at 45 minutes.
Mm.
We're at 40 something minutes. Oh, on this we're only at almost 38.
Well, I already talked about a bad week and everything.
Yeah, that was freaking wild week.
Yeah.
But we're going to start doing it, the podcast a little bit different. These past few ones, we just had a lot going on the past few weeks, but we're going to get on a good schedule, and we're going to have where it's going to make more sense. It's not just going to be so random. Sorry, my cats are tripping me out. Squirted with a water gun. Simba. Funny.
Pow.
It works. They don't like water, and they're like, what?
Simba was just taking it, though.
Yeah, he was. Bunny, on the other hand, he freaks the fuck out.
Can I see it?
It's almost out of water.
I know. He's not doing nothing. Joker.
No, don't squirt him. What? Give me that. Give me that. You can't squirt them when they're not bad, because then they'll be confused.
He's confused anyway.
He's one of the smartest ones we have.
Maybe because he has the full brain.
He's not inbred.
What about that one? Can I shoot that one?
No, that's Ivy.
About that one?
Although she probably does need to be shot. She's...
Yeah.
No. They're not being bad. Only the ones that are being bad, which is Simba and Bunny right now.
They're always bad. They're the bad boys.
Bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Well, hopefully this coming up week.
Lord, I hope you're better. Right.
Do you work tomorrow?
I do. I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then I'm off, I think, Thursday and Friday. And then I work Saturday and Sunday. No. I'm off Friday and Saturday. And I work Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
What days do you work? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
What days?
Yeah. I mean, what?
We'll talk about that later. But I think we're about to hop off here. It's getting late. I'm tired. I'm ready to kick back in the bed, relax.
Move the clothes off, scoot the 5-year-old over.
Oh, yeah. She's back there in the bed.
She is.
Got a nice king-size bed. Look. We were in bed asleep last night. At some point, she came in there and crawled up in the bed with us.
Sneaky thing.
I woke up and rolled over, and she was there, and I was like, whoa, what? Oh, and then I was sitting here thinking that Tyler must have brought her in there. Well, he woke up and he goes, did you know Melina got in the bed with us last night? And I was like,
no, I asked you. I was like, when did you let Melina in the bed?
Or yeah, I was like, you didn't do that. I didn't do that. She
She
must
took my
have.
covers from me. And it got mad when I tried to take them back.
That's Melina for you. I mean, you do that too. You pull my covers, you will literally grab them and then turn over, and so it like literally yanks everything off me. And then you get hot and then like to take the top cover and push it over into the middle. Or you'll take or you'll take the comforter and cover it up with just the comforter and take the sheet underneath and stuff it at the bottom. And I'm like, what the fuck? Pisses me off because of the sheet. I wound up having just the corner of the sheet, and I'm like, what happened?
I'm just glad this king size bed because she can sleep in the middle and I still have room. I still feel like I got plenty of the room. Until she rolls on top of me.
Yeah.
She likes to cuddle.
All right, y'all. I am ready to get off here. How about you? Anything else you want to say before we do?
No. I think I said everything that, I could think of to say. Other than hopefully next week's going to be better.
Lord,
hopefully y'all had a better week than I had.
Than we had. I had a pretty rough week myself. On my second day working, I about broke my damn ankle. Stepped off into a hole and freaking foot went completely sideways, and I just barely caught myself. Oh.
And the Great Flood came.
Yeah. I think that was the same day. Yeah. But whatever happens in life, you just gotta know you'll get through it. Just know everything is temporary. That'll be my little quote for you guys. Just everything is temporary. So, if you're going through something bad, just know it'll pass. If you're going through something good, that's great.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy it while it lasts. But other than that, thank you everyone for joining us tonight on our lives. Remember, y'all can go back and listen to our podcast on Spotify. Our last episode, we were supposed to do last Sunday, but we were a little late and did it a little bit earlier this week. I haven't gotten it posted yet, but tomorrow I will get both episode 3 and tonight's episode 4, posted to Spotify. So y'all can listen there anytime. And yeah, make sure y'all join us again next Sunday. We're gonna try and keep it the same times. I gotta make sure I let my work know that I do
y'all gotta get off. I got a podcast.
Yeah, that we have a podcast that we have to do. So yeah. So I will let them know, and y'all join us next week around the same time, 9:30. Hopefully we won't have any technical difficulties like we did this time. We were a couple minutes late. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful night.
Podcast.